Today's topic, I want to talk to you about a little bit. I just want to talk about the needs of customers and what their needs are, and for us not to buy into what the customer says that they want. You know, we talked a little bit about in our training that a high percentage, it's debatable. Some people say 60, Sean said 80, there's different numbers, but a majority of the customers buy a different car than what they came in and inquired about. If they call up and they're asking about a certain stock number, once they get in and once all the dust settles, there's a better than 50-50 chance they're buying something different, okay? Or they come in off of a vehicle that they saw online, and you start talking to them. More often than not, they do not buy the car that they started telling you that they wanted. And sometimes it's drastically different. Has anyone ever come in here and looked for a car and you really thought you had something special? You call back and they bought a car somewhere else that was absolutely, completely different. This happened to you recently. Some people came in, I want to look at the Encore. I want an Encore. Great, here's an Encore. Blah, 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 blah. Everything's great. Hey, they're going to leave. I think y'all had a bet on whether they're coming back or not. Kyle just had a feeling. He said, that customer's already bought. JP said, absolutely not. No way. I have these people right here in the palm of my hand. I'm telling you right now. I said, I'll bet you lunch. Call them. And they bought, instead of an Encore, they bought a
Chrysler 300.
A Chrysler 300. A used one. What'd they find at the other dealership? A salesman? Oh! No, I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? That's sad. It's terrible. But I'm telling you, there's a valuable lesson and something that, you know, if you'd have made a $200 commission on the Encore, that may have been worth more than $200 to you to learn that lesson. And raise your hand if you've learned an expensive lesson in the last 6 months. Okay, me too. Every day. But what I want to talk about today, I read some things today and not today, this last week, and sometimes I'll read things and they will trigger an idea within me, or I'll read something and it'll bring me to a point. And so as I'm reading, I'll kind of fixate on this subject for the week, and I'll read things that relate. And really this week, this topic has come up over and over again. And as you guys know, I read a lot. I mean, if there's anything I can encourage you to do is read everything you get your hands on that has to do with human behavior or salesmanship or things like that. But one thing that I read a quote from a guy, and it goes like this. And actually it said people, but I customized the quote with my own words. So, customers do not want a 1/4-inch drill bit. Stay with me. They want a 1/4-inch hole. You guys might be looking at it going, okay, explain. But when you think about this, customers don't want a drill bit. What's their goal? What are they trying to accomplish at their house if they go to Home Depot and they're looking for a 1/4-inch drill bit? What is it they really want? Do they really want a drill bit? They want the hole. The drill bit is just the tool to get them what they really want, the end result of what they really want. They don't want a drill bit so they can walk around and hold a drill bit. They want it for a reason, because the end result is
the hole.
The hole. Does that make sense? Okay. And so really what that boils down to is this. We need to be talking more about Alvin, what's that say?
Why instead of what?
Does that make sense? What was the what, JP, on your car deal when they first came in? What did they want? The Encore? Okay. We concentrated on what?
What?
We concentrated on the what. We concentrated on the drill bit. Right? What should we have been concentrated on? The hole, or the why. What is it that they were wanting to do? You know, they may have got into that vehicle and started thinking, you know, we do need a little more space. What if, you know, my nephew may be coming to live with us soon, or we're going to be traveling, we're going to do this. Maybe we can take this car, trade it in, and keep this other car, and the 300 will work better. I mean, we didn't get into the whole details, because sometimes people come in, they say, I want to look at the Encore, and so what do? That's it. What else do we think about? Nothing. I don't care if they come and they say they want the Encore. What's a legitimate question to ask them if they say, I'm looking for an Encore? What's a legitimate thing to ask them?
Why?
Why are we so afraid to ask this question?
Because you're afraid to get the answer.
You're afraid? Well, I think we feel like we're being intrusive when we ask them why. When's the last time somebody said, I need a Sierra, and I want a four-wheel drive? When's the last time one of you said, why? Why do you want a four-wheel drive? Because I need a four-wheel drive. Because you live on a dirt road? No. Maybe and begin with the end in mind. Remember, Sean was talking about the ace of spades. If I know the only used Sierra I have out there is a two-wheel drive and it's a crew cab, and somebody wants a four-wheel drive, I can say one of two things. Hey, we'll go find you one, or we don't have one. Want to buy a new one? Or, you know. But instead we don't say, wow, great. That's awesome. Why? Why do you need a four-wheel drive? And I'm telling you, 25% of the time, if you kind of visit with them, they'll say, you know, well, I guess maybe I really don't need a four-wheel drive. You know, if I can save you $2,000 and, you know, we're only talking about 1 or 2 days a year, you don't live on a dirt road, save you money, save you gas mileage, you know, maintenance costs might be a little bit better, there's reasons, you know, why? So let's get into a habit of asking why and not just what. So when somebody calls up, this is part of the reason when we talk about phone training and we're talking about talking to a customer maybe that we're trying to get in, we don't want to sit here and talk about that car for 30 minutes because there's a better than average chance that when they get in, they're going to what?
No.
They're going to switch. Which is exactly the reason we don't sit and talk about that car on the phone all day long and tell them every little nook and cranny and every little piece of interior trim. We don't do that. It's a great car. Yeah, you're looking for a loaded one. Great. What's a good time to come in? This afternoon or in the morning? Then we get them in here, and then we have to get them emotionally vested. We have to get them in here. We have to set them down, and we have to visit with them. You know, we need to talk about qualifying. We need to find out what their needs are. Oh, really? You want this? Why? What about this? Why? What would be your second choice? Maybe if I know my inventory, I'm going to lead them in that direction. Find out questions. If we're going to serve that person and we're going to help them and we're going to be different than everybody else, then we need to find out what it is they want, and then we help them fill that need. Then we become what? We become servants, and we serve the customer, and we help them get what they want. We're not trying to sell them something. We're going to help them solve a problem. This person comes in, they need a 1/4-inch hole. Great. Why do you need a 1/4-inch hole? Is it exactly a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch? Okay, what are you going to do? Great. Then we lead down and then we sell them a 1/4-inch drill bit. But don't just sell them the drill bit because they say they want a drill bit. What do you want to do with that? Kyle, would you be my assistant for 1 second? Awesome. I need you to sell me that chair.
Okay. Hello, Danny.
Hey,
Kyle
how are you?
Wilkinson.
Hi.
You're in the market for a
Yes,
chair.
I am.
Let me show you this chair.
Tell me about it.
Now, this chair right here, it has the diamond tuck leather finish, has the brass nails all the way around, great features. But even additional to that, it has the rich cherry wood finish.
Mm-hmm.
It does swivel. It does rock.
Mm-hmm.
Very functional. Does have the casters on the bottom.
Okay.
But the neatest feature about this chair
Mm-hmm.
is it has 8-way hand-tied coil springs.
Mm.
And the reason, have you ever sat in a chair and it just floats over? I mean, you just fall
Yeah.
over to one side. Don't you hate that?
Mhm.
What that 8-way hand tie does is it evens that out.
Awesome.
This is an awesome chair. Have a seat there and find out. See how you like it.
Give Kyle a hand, please.
Wow.
Wow.
Your furniture.
Can I get a card? I'll get back with you. I've got some places I need to go.
Oh, that's not the chair you were interested in?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Oh, why do I need a chair? Because I'm going to throw it out a
Why do you
window.
wanna leave?
No, I need a chair because I want to throw it out a window. I got to break this big plane of glass out of my house, and I really thought a big sturdy chair would be the best thing for me to use. Oh, really? Okay. Now, how important is those springs to me?
Not a bit,
What about the rich, this,
not a bit,
what about the swivel?
doesn't matter.
Do I need a swivel chair?
No,
Why? Why do I want a chair?
throw it out the window, break the window.
Okay, so maybe you need to sell me a giant block of cement. Well, I didn't know. I mean, I just thought probably a big sturdy chair would be the best thing. I looked at that one. I can throw that sucker right out my window. This is going to help me break my window. So this is a chair. Let me ask you, Mr. Benitez, what are you looking for in a chair? What is it about a chair? What is it about this chair that you need? What are you trying to accomplish by buying this chair? I need something to throw out of a window because I need to break some glass out. Awesome. How big is the glass? Well, it's about 6 foot by 8 foot. Great. How thick is it? Well, it's about this thick. Okay. So you need something really heavy to go through there. Are you definitely have to have a chair? No, not really. I just need something big that I can chunk out that window. Because I need to break a lot of glass out, and that thing looked big and sturdy. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to have a chair, but what you need is something heavy and big that will go through. So the number one quality you're looking for is something that's heavy that will break glass, correct? Yeah, that's it. Great. Let me show you this giant block of cement. It's about 1/10, 1/50th the cost of this, and it's going to do the job better than this, and it'll meet your needs. You're going to save me money and make this better for... Awesome. I think I'll have that chair for my office because it is pretty comfortable. Okay.